Hey guys, hope everybody's having a good day. I probably won't be here for the most part, but I thought I'd see how everybody's doing. Mr. Emiko is here as well.
I accidentally clicked that.
It's okay. It's alright.
Okay.
I am doing pretty good. I'm a bit tired, but I feel like this episode there's more than it seems, I think. And I was just talking with some people in here in General BC about it, but it doesn't just seem like a normal episode, and I know a lot of you guys feel the same way. I don't know, there's just a lot that it just seems off. That's awesome. Alright, once they start, but I'm going to continue as I listen to podcast recording. I'm going to continue going through the episode.
Everyone, welcome to the Subject 4 podcast. We're a fan-made podcast about the Project 863 series here on YouTube. I want to thank everyone who is here, everyone who's in the Discord chat, and everyone who is on Twitch. We are live on Twitch, and we are also live on YouTube, as long as everything is going according to plan. And thank you, everyone. Today I am joined by the lovely ThatZoeGirl. Say hi, Zoe. You can unmute.
Hello.
Hi.
It's late. I don't know what I'm doing.
Me, neither do any of us, because it was such a, like, we had it all planned out, and then the delay for the podcast, it was all like crazy. So, but yeah, I think everyone is kind of like, well, me and you and all the other moderators, we all know that went crazy with just Spellbound, right?
Just everything. Spellbound went crazy.
Yes, everything just went crazy over there, and so we had to basically like just roll with it. So we were actually just posting memes on Spellbound.
Yeah, my meme got more likes than anything else I've posted on Spellbound to date.
Yeah, the memes get everybody. So, but I mean, it was fun. But let's go ahead and start the podcast. Before we start, I do want to make a disclaimer that we do go behind the scenes. We do talk, raise the curtain and talk about how the show is fictitious. We do know that here. If you are not into that, then I'm so sorry. There are plenty of platforms for you. There are We Are 863 here on Twitch. They are a fantastic Twitch group that stays on the audience side of the curtain, but we like to develop theories, and we think that even though Matthias shouldn't have too much spoilers behind the scenes, but the thing is we have to take everything with a grain of salt because we don't trust Matthias. So, but I do want to make that disclaimer, and I do also want to talk a little bit about my guest here that's joining me on stage, Zoe. If you guys don't know her, she goes by ThatZoeGirl on Spellbound, and you're a moderator on Spellbound with me, aren't you?
I'm a moderator on everything at this point.
The Discord, the Spellbound, my life.
Reddit. Yeah.
I didn't know you were on Reddit as well.
Oh, I'm on everything.
So how is that? How is being a moderator for all those different platforms?
It's It's fun. It's fun to like have a reason to go on and to get to look through posts, and also you have more of a reason to sort, especially on Reddit where there's more of the algorithm to sort by news, so you get to see a lot more of the like new posts that sometimes don't get the attention they deserve, and get to see all the cool things that people make. So it's a really fun time. It can be
Yeah.
stressful when things happen, but it's good.
Like today.
Yeah, today was an adventure.
It definitely was. You are an artist and you do have an Etsy store. Where can people find your store?
If you type in ZF design on Etsy, or just like type in Project 863, then you should see the stuff. There's a lot sold out at the moment just because I need to sort it out, but there are still some t-shirts available that are Project 863 themed.
Yeah, I do remember you got featured on a We Are 863, and I just remember Matt's all like, "Oh, they have some cute stuff," and I was all like, Matt saying the word "cute" was just a little bit weird.
Yeah, it was an experience. Just Matt being like, "Oh, your stuff's cute," and then Woods in the same episode being like, "Settle down, Zoe." I was like, "Okay."
I don't want to settle down. You should never settle. Never ever settle. But I bought some stuff. I'm just waiting for it to arrive. So I'm excited. It has to come all the way across the pond, and then it has to come all the way across the United States to me, but I'm excited for it. And I'll definitely be like Instagramming the picture. We do have an Instagram, the podcast does, so I'll take a picture of it once it arrives. But I'm pretty excited. I already forgot what I ordered.
A holographic t-shirt.
A holographic t-shirt. Yay. I'm excited for that. Well, we'll go ahead and jump into this episode because I know it is late for you. So we're going to go ahead and start. So go ahead and jump in at any time you want. If you have, if you want to make a comment about any of these show beats, go ahead and jump right in. But this episode is the 10th episode of season 2, and it's called "I Had to Go to the Hospital." And it had the most pathetic thumbnail I have seen to date on a Project 863 video. It looks so sad.
It is so sad.
Oh, poor dad. But the episode starts off with Woods, Sam, and Quinn meeting up with Matt at the hospital with the ICU. They're checking in, and there's 2 people in the waiting room, and they're checking each other in. And before they actually make it into Matt's room, the doctor says he has a lot of healing to do, so don't get him excited. When they walk into the room, Matt says that he's feeling fine, and he's been in the hospital for a week. Matt immediately apologizes to all 3 of them for the split up, and he apologizes and basically says it was all his fault that they split up, and it was a dumb decision for him to do. But then they want to keep it lighthearted, so they go through 4 videos on the internet, and it's called like the reminiscing videos. Matt was watching an old Dope or Nope episode, and which was aired August 17th, 2017. Sam, then he said that he decided to show a video to Sam roasting people for 2 minutes straight. They watched a Dope or Nope versus Cat Noises video where Sam was driven mad by the Dope or Nope cast. A little cat noise that they put in the break room. And then the final video that they watch is Matthias and Woods' father and son moments. And there was a couple of clips in there where Sam was also featured. Matt's doctor returns, says that he has a high level of radiation in his blood. With the high level of radiation, they are expecting they're expecting organ damage, and they're especially looking at his kidney functions. The doctor says his EGFR is at 37%, which means that is what his kidneys are functioning at is at 37%. That he doesn't exactly know what type of substance that they're dealing with that is in Matt's blood. So they're sending Matt's blood to another facility. But Matt would be staying for a while in the ICU. Matt keeps saying he's fine and he feels fine. He doesn't feel sick at all. And he just wants to keep it lighthearted. And so then Woods pulls out a Syntech lunchbox full of snacks. And Zoe, you're familiar with a lot of these snacks, the chocolate chocolate digestives.
Yeah.
The Walkers. I didn't catch the name of the breadstick ones where Matt said it tasted like croutons. I don't know what that one was called.
They're not British.
Yeah, and yeah, I don't think they were. They Pringles, sour cream and onion. Matt opens up, Sam opens up and gets it all over herself. Green olives, and Matt forces Woods to eat one. They eat Hello Matcha candies, Choco Rooms, and damn, that's what you say when you eat them. Sam suggests that they need to discuss, even though he wants to keep it lighthearted. Matt wants to keep it lighthearted, but they need to discuss looking at the tape that they found. Then they kind of give a rundown of all the tapes that they found. They found Sam and Woods found the tape at location, at that rundown location that sent them to location 3, right? 3, yeah. Location 3. And then there was the tape that was in the VCR that was the trap, but right next to, on the shelf right there, was another tape that they had taken, and then that's the one that Sam says that they should suggest looking at. And written on the side said location 1, southeast lot. And when Matthias opens the VHS, when he slides it out of the box, on top of where it's labeled generally is a red label, and it says August 6th, 2003, which is basically 863. Then Matt wants to leave. He gets up, pulls his IV out, he grabs his backpack. They go out the side door with the nurse chasing them, basically. And that's the show. That's the episode. So it was an interesting episode. And I know that when we got done watching it, you said the same thing, and a couple other people said the exact same thing, which is what I titled this episode. Do you believe that this could be a Matthias fever dream, Zoe?
Honestly, at this point, I don't know. Like, I don't trust anything or anyone anymore.
Well, you can't. We don't even trust Dad anymore. So,
No.
Yeah, but it would be interesting if this is a fever dream that Matt has picked up, that he's probably he's fallen unconscious, because we didn't get to see how he got to the hospital. We didn't get to see that.
That's confusing. We didn't see how they even got out of the boat, what happened after, how long it was between that and the hospital, anything.
And didn't the VHS tape said something along the lines that that we'll be seeing you after the test, right?
Yeah, it was we'll see you.
Yeah, I'll have to pull up the Science Babes transcript. But so if they're going to be seeing us after the test, you would think it would be somebody would be placed on alert or on standby. But
maybe that links into like the people at the hospital. It could be anybody. Just because it doesn't mean that it was in that moment, or maybe they were being watched on CCTV.
Well, I said when we got done watching it, my first instinct is that I don't like the doctor. The doctor seemed like,
No.
especially the like mad scientist kind of looking doctor. The first time we meet him, he has like a scowl, and I'm all like, oh, I don't like this guy at all. So he was a bit weird. I don't think
Yeah,
I trust him. And I don't trust because he said something. He said that Matthias's kidney functions, his EGFR. There is no such thing as an EGFR. There's a GFR. And that shows you basically the rate at which the kidneys are functioning and exactly what the doctor said, but he got it wrong with like putting an E in front of there. And again, I had such little time to prepare. I didn't do a lot of research. Maybe they call that in England, maybe, but I don't think so. Generally, medical terms are always going to be the same thing around. So, but it was pretty weird. He was acting weird.
And it makes me concerned, like, where they're sending the blood to. If the doctor's so weird, he's in charge of it all. What's to say that he's not going to send blood to an evil guy and then they can use it for research or, like, even weirder things if they've got Matt's DNA?
Mm-hmm. Steph, one of the science babes, says that she thinks that they're still in the vault, having been overwhelmed by the serum gas. Matt is rendered unconscious, and now Sam and Woods and Quinn are desperately trying to find a way out. The episode was a serum-induced fever dream of what Matt wants. He wants his team safe and together, and he wants a snack channel.
Don't we all?
I mean, to get paid to eat snacks, that's the life.
That's my fever dream.
That's your fever dream. So it's Carl, one of the moderators here, posted something. Yeah, when the kidneys are functioning at 37%, it's still not catastrophic. You're still kind of in this like orange area. Like green would be the best, yellow would be okay, there's something wrong. Orange is you're getting severe, and red is in the danger. You're at stage 3B of kidney failure. 37% is not going to be catastrophic. Because you have two kidneys. So 37%, they're both working at 37%, which will round it up to 40%. That's still 80% of functioning that you're getting with your kidneys. I mean, it's not great, but he could easily just go home, right?
I guess if you were already ill, though, that could have such bad consequences. And the fact that he didn't know he was ill, and what if they release gas just like anywhere? Because to me, when the gas got released, it didn't make that much sound. There didn't seem to be that much like smoke everywhere.
No, so and Sam said that she could smell it.
Yeah, but if you're in like a public place and something smells funny, you're not gonna ask about it.
True. So there was something also that was off about the whole Matthias sitting in bed. Correct me if I'm wrong. Anyone in the chat? Did anyone see Matthias put on shoes? Because it kind of looked like he had shoes on. I believe he had shoes on. And to me, that is like a fever dream thing. Like, oh, I'm just going to get out of bed and be okay and have shoes on.
Maybe he sleeps with his shoes on. You can't judge a man for sleeping with his shoes on.
I was in a hospital for a month, and there's no way I would have kept my shoes on. And see, okay, I live in the desert, so I live in a hot climate. So I don't like socks and I don't like anything on my feet. So I so when I was in the hospital, I go barefoot wherever I go. And so I had no socks on, and my nurses would yell at me all the time, "You have to put on the no slip socks." I'm like, I don't want to. Be nice to me. I'm sick. But it's just so weird that because I was looking at him in bed. Maybe I'll get a screenshot while we're talking. Oh, there's that sad picture that we got from Amon.
It was weird to me as well that he was kind of in a room on his own. Like,
I was, but because of COVID, I was in a room on my own.
oh,
So I don't know if that's.
does that happen?
Yeah, I was in a room, but I wasn't in ICU. ICU is usually.
ICU is intense. That's like.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he's clearly stable. He's eating snacks.
Yeah. It's just
so he's
weird that he
clear.
didn't feel anything, but like his body
Yeah.
showing symptoms of him feeling stuff.
See, and that would be something that could be a dream, because when you're in a dream, you don't really feel that state. You know what I'm saying?
No, so it's either like Matt does feel something, or the doctors aren't really telling the truth about what's going on in his body.
Matt is also one of those types that probably wouldn't
He'll be like,
show.
I'm fine.
Yeah, I'm fine.
The
How
children
dare
are
you?
here, I'm fine.
The children are here. I'm trying to get a shot of Matt in this bed, because I remember when they were talking about there it is. When they were talking about the tape, I was all like, that's a big poof at the end of his bed, like he's got shoes on. I just thought that was weird. For a minute, I just thought it was like a wardrobe thing, but now I'm starting to think maybe, or
Either
he
it
could
was
have
a
just
fever
been
dream.
prepared to leave.
Yeah, I was gonna say either it was like a fever dream, or he was planning on getting out of there and just like seeing Wood, Sam, and Quinn was like a catalyst for that decision.
Yeah, here's a picture of it. I'm posting it into the podcast chat if anyone is going to look. And if you're watching this in I know that there's a blanket down there, but it's I mean, I'm sorry, you're wearing shoes, bro.
Just looking at Matt's feet.
Freaking Emiko. Thought Emiko was going to have something to say, but no. Somebody said read the description.
Oh yeah, they changed it right near the, like it says something about how they got like the trap finished and they got out, but it's still weird to me that we didn't see any of that.
The door was open and it left 3 of them to deal with the sacrifice that was made on their behalf. With subject 1 passed out, they managed to break open the door and race into the hospital. Wait. I'm screenshotting this.
Much.
I'm screenshotting this because I know they're gonna freaking change it on us. Okay, here is the description right now. I'm gonna screenshot this. I think somebody else posted it, but I'm screenshotting this for my evidence. Because it says the door was opened and it let the 3 of them deal with the sacrifice that was made on their behalf. With subject 1 passed out, they managed to break open the door. But how do you break open a door that was opened?
I think they meant for them to get out, honestly. If they wanted them trapped, they've got the technology to do that, surely. So unless somebody went and like, because you know how the first door was opened only from the outside? maybe somebody went and opened it.
People
If
are
they were
saying
watching everything
not the
going on.
vault door, the locked door.
Yeah, like the very
But
first
still,
door to
like,
get into the lab.
they're talking about the door that they first, but they're not. They didn't. Why would it bothers me? It bothers me that we didn't see it, because I was thinking that they were gonna have to like MacGyver it, and I was so hoping that they were gonna use the serum to like drip it on to the door, like the door lock, because we know that the serum can eat through stuff. It's basically an acid. So if they take that clear serum, they could have dripped it on the doorknob and gotten out or something like that. That would have been cooler. But it's just, why would the door opens and then we have to break out? How did they break out?
But that's what I'm saying. What if they think that they've broken out by like brute force, but really there's just somebody on the other side being like opening the door when it suits them.
We've already seen them struggle being locked in somewhere, and that was the vault, and they had to break through a wall. They're really good at breaking through walls, but breaking through doors they're not so good at.
And they said like Deb was like, yo, this is all made to trap me in. If they wanted them kept in there, they would have kept them in there. There's no, I think that they wanted them to get out, but I don't know why.
And then somebody just said on YouTube, wasn't location 3 meant to keep Deb there? So how did they escape? Like, why would the door just open then?
I think they've let them out because they're not Deb. They're not as.
And while we were waiting, when we were waiting for the, but they wouldn't know that the trap was designed for Deb. The trap doesn't know what it's, you know.
But were there cameras anywhere? Maybe there could have been hidden cameras because that place was full.
But who's watching it after 20 years?
They're still hiding serum and stuff. It's still important.
Somebody says on YouTube, Raven says the description sounds like it was written by someone else.
It does. Like, I feel like it would be so traumatic if you went through all that.
I mean, it's just traumatic in anyways, but the doctor messing up on some medical terms. And then the way, I mean, I get it that he has high radiation levels in his blood. Then you would just give him a transfusion and then send him home.
Yeah, for him to be in there for a week, and also, like, didn't they say before that the antidote has to be administered within a specific time frame? And I think that was like 90 hours. So if they're keeping him there, what if it's so he's there just until the antidote won't work?
No, I'm thinking it's a fever dream, because this is just.
I just love the thought of Matt just there, like, what? Yeah, it's so. I don't know. I have so many questions after it. I feel like it gave me way more questions than it answered.
There's a lot of people that think that they could have broken out, but it just bothers me that they broke out so easily. We didn't see it on camera, but they broke out so easily, even though this was designed to keep Deb in. And then, yeah, maybe they knew it wasn't Deb and they just opened the door. But then again, now you have somebody who's clearly infected with your serum that you've been wanting to test on humans. You just let them go? No. That could be what the doctor's doing. Maybe the doctor is part of Syntech.
Yeah,
maybe the doctor is
testing.
Did we catch? Can anyone in the comments let me know if we caught the doctor's name?
I don't remember his name, if he did say it. I mean, if they rushed him to the nearest hospital, there's nothing to say that there's any credentials or anything. It could be a
He
hospital
doesn't, yeah. Oh, let
far
me look.
from where they live, because we don't know how far it was in regards to where they live. So
He doesn't have any credentials on him.
he doesn't look
doesn't,
like a real doctor. He doesn't, like, when you go to hospital, doctors usually have scrubs on.
well, they
Like,
can be
there's no
like that if,
PPE, especially in
ex-
COVID.
yeah, true.
The dude's just there like, yo, what's up? No mask, no scrubs, no aprons, nothing.
Yes. Somebody did bring up, they didn't have to sneak out either. You don't, and especially in American facilities, you have the right to refuse treatment at any time and sign yourself out. Even if you're like on your deathbed, you are going to collapse the moment you leave the hospital. You have the legal right to sign yourself out, collapse on the sidewalk, and they'll bring you back in. Like,
What if
I
Matt,
mean,
like, tried to walk out before and they sedated him, though? Because, like,
Sriracha had
would
a
he
good
know?
theory. They're all still trapped in the vault. This is all just a hallucination. Soon, Sam, Woods, and Quinn will snap out of it because they all took the antidote. But Matt will still be trapped in the hospital quotations.
Oh, I hated that.
That Shades just said that, and it's a Sriracha theory.
Oh, I don't like that at all. Because I've been
Mm.
thinking this is to do with psychology and manipulation of the brain for a very long time. Um, More so than like physical things. So
Well, so you know who Darren Brown is, right?
yeah.
And then you had, so at the podcast, not this podcast, but the actual Spellbound podcast that is available for premium members. You should join and listen to that podcast. It's amazing. It was a tearjerker, this one, but it was interesting that Sam mentioned Darren Brown, a special Darren Brown. And what is Darren Brown known for? Hypnosis.
Yeah, and there was all the documents, weren't there, like
Yep. And
about
Project
mind
Pegasus.
control.
Project Pegasus is supposed to be a hypnotic type of technology.
Like, to me, controlling somebody's brain is so much stronger than controlling their body.
Mm-hmm. Well, the thing is like, if you watch Darren Brown, there's no such thing as hypnosis is just suggestion. It's just talking to the subconscious and suggesting somebody to do something. And the way Darren Brown is very good at speaking to the subconscious, and if you are very good at speaking to the subconscious, you don't need a drug. Like exactly
Your
what this,
subconscious controls you.
they believe that the subconscious is 80% of your brain activity. 20% is only conscious thought.
Yeah.
And if you're able to tap into the subconscious, that would make you a very powerful person. Sorry, I'm looking at all these pictures.
Yeah, I just think it has to be something to do with, like...
Somebody just posted a picture of our doctor not wearing a mask and coming towards the door, towards Quinn, because he sees Quinn. Coming towards the door, and he's not wearing a mask, and the whiteboard says, "Wear a mask." Our characters are wearing a mask, but the doctor isn't, which, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I don't trust the doctor. But I don't trust anyone.
Emiko says the clock never moves.
What time is it stuck on, though?
Emiko, can you give me a shot of the clock?
Oh wait, I can see it. 117. Oh, I don't know.
I'm gonna have to go back
117-ish. It's stuck on, I think.
once. Okay, Daniel on YouTube. I'm gonna have to go back and check out what you spotted. Or Science Babes, if you guys can do some research while I'm up on the stage. I do see you guys. Kaylin's here and Steph's here. Daniel on YouTube says when the doctor came back in the room and Sam said something to the doctor, I think he says, "Thanks, Deb."
What?
That would be interesting. So
I mean, it
somebody
would make sense if there was a lack of communication between people, but that's just like
Thank you for checking that,
next
guys.
level if it is.
Black Dragon, I have no. Yeah, the Black Dragon on YouTube just went, what? Yeah, I have no idea. The time, Daniel, if you have the timestamp, can you post it and I'll relay it? But
Oh yeah, the clock doesn't move.
but no, Joshy posted a picture. It says the clock does move.
Oh wait, no, some clocks do. What?
Wait, there's two clocks. There's one up on the wall.
Oh, maybe that's why it was getting confused then. Okay, so the one above Matt's hospital bed is moving, for sure.
Shade says that the clocks do move, but they're all different times. Did we get a shot of Matt's laptop time?
So weird. I don't
Yeah, the heart
think
rate
it's
the
like...
heart rate monitor never moves, never beeps, doesn't change. It says 63, which that's a really low oxygen count. And
I think
I
they're
don't know
lying
about
to
that.
Matt.
Huh?
I think they're lying about what's wrong with him
Yeah,
to try and get him to stay.
So that machine that he took his IV out of. So that machine, I mean, I was hooked up to that thing for a month and I hated it. Ooh, Emiko got a shot of the. So even the time on Matthias's laptop is different. Matthias's laptop says 5:11.
It was a capital.
Whoa, look at the date. Look at the date. 8/6/21, but the tape said 8/6/3.
So that was what, like
18 years ago.
18 years ago.
So 18 years ago to the day, Matthias gets the tape.
The tape that's about
Airport, exactly. Coincidence? I think not. I don't. Daniel does not have the timestamp. That's just crazy. That on August 6th, 18
Imagine
years.
if the tape was just like footage of them in the lab or something.
Or stuck in the vault being...
Yes.
And how to get out of the vault?
Oh,
that'd be weird. What if it's all a hallucination? That means that the 8/6/3 tape is just a mental manifestation of Matt's curiosity. So this is the thing, Shades. If your subconscious knows that you're in a dream, your subconscious, like if you're in a coma dream or a dream state that is put on by medicine, your subconscious will try desperately to wake yourself up. So it will leave clues to remind you are sleeping. Does that make sense? A lot of people, when they're in a coma state, will remember that they had dreams where they were being chased or tracked down. Oh, by the way, if anyone's looking for where the doctor might be calling Sam Deb, Daniel said the timestamp is 10 minutes and 45 seconds. So if you were one of the ones that was looking into that, what the doctors says, 10 minutes, 45 seconds. Daniel, everyone on the Discord says thank you. Well, I guess you can see it from the Discord chat. Oh, I'm playing middleman. Look at me. Rushes to YouTube. Mysterious wolf. Well, okay. Also, one of the things that Darren Brown does, especially in his live shows, is he'll put clues around to mind reading. Like he does this act at the end of his live shows where he mind reads people's thoughts, and he did it like beforehand. And but he sets that all up. Like he already knows what they're going to say before they even get on stage. That's the trick, is knowing beforehand what your audience members are going to say. Like the whole like gray elephant from Denmark trick. So with Darren Brown, like to me, maybe Matt saw the tape before he fell unconscious.
I have no idea. It's just weird to me that everything went so calm all of a sudden, you know?
Yeah. Daniel, it's okay if your ears are playing tricks on you. Totally okay. It sounds like it, but after listening to it back, it doesn't sound like it. Thank you, Blue Dog.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest. This hospital does not make sense. Like,
Mm-mm.
I know American hospitals are different, but like not so different that the doctors are creepy and all that. And yeah, it doesn't seem right to me. I think they're trying to like put Matt into a false sense of security there, or because you don't know what drugs they're pumping into him while he's in there either.
Airport says she heard it.
Oh.
What if the creepy hospital is actually a secret Syntech location? I mean, that would explain Flying Lemons. That would explain why they felt like they had the need to escape.
It would explain a lot, because yeah, we don't even know, like, maybe Sam and Woods and Quinn did pass out for a period, and just didn't feel it as much, or just so much of it doesn't add up.
Mistress Kaylin says that he was addressing Matt. I'm going to have to go back and listen really, really, really hard. It's a bit... I feel like I'm watching a Darren Brown episode.
I feel like I don't know what happened in the episode. I feel like I watched it all, but so much didn't add up.
It didn't. Like, what was in the trunks? We didn't get that answer. We didn't get the answer of, like, there was just so much we didn't get answered. And that was, it just, okay. People are pointing the shades. And they don't even give them a direct timeline for how long Matt will be there, just a while. That felt really off to me. It didn't feel off to me because as someone who was in the hospital and they thought they had no idea why I'm still alive. We'll put it that way. So they didn't want to send me home at all. So, I mean, they kept telling me that too. They would not give me a timeline, because doctors are afraid to give timelines because they could get like sued. They'd be like, he said I was going to be better in a month and I'm still sick. Well, sorry. Body's reacting to the medication. So doctors really don't like to give out timelines. I'm just reading other chat. If you put the video at 5 times, you can hear it semi-clarity.
Oh.
So at 10 minutes... Yes, I see that chat. I see what you just wrote, JHS. I assume not. You assume wrong! Sorry.
Like, when Matt escaped, that kind of felt like the right thing, because while he's in there, if the doctor or even if like a random nurse going by was like for the bad guys, they
George,
could be
you won't be able
putting
to do
anything
subtitles
into
for
the
a week.
IV.
George says, why can't I do subtitles for this video? With YouTube videos, it takes about a day to a week for subtitles to appear in a video.
Sorry, George. I know my accent's confusing.
No. He's talking about Matthias's videos because he wants to see if Deb pops up on the.
If it's Deb.
It's okay, George.
I'm tired.
She is.
It's a whole thing.
It's not all about you. We'll go ahead.
Isn't it a bit weird that none of Matt's family came here?
Well, I mean, we don't know that.
There was a lot of cards and stuff, but it's weird that they wouldn't let Woods and Sam even visit for a week.
It was also
especially
weird.
if he's been feeling fine.
It was also weird that they allowed Woods and Sam to not wear a mask once they were in a room with Matt.
Yeah, Nugs says that he said his wife didn't know.
No, he said, don't tell my mom. He said, don't tell my mom. His mom. Don't let my mom see the video, he said.
Poor mom.
Mm-hmm. So we'll go ahead and we'll pull up some people up on stage. So if you have a question, a observation, or a theory, let's hear them. So go ahead and raise your hand just like a Zoom call. If you're on YouTube or you are on Twitch, I am reading the chat. So you can also post if you don't have a Discord or you're not part of the Discord. You can be a part of the Discord at any time. Go ahead and you can also write it in the chat. Any theories or questions or observations. Thank you, Inkbot just posted the Discord. So let's see who has their hand raised. Let's see. Bread. Bread. I don't think I've ever seen you up on stage. I'm inviting you. You just click up at the top. Hi.
Hey, Brad.
I also have a science babe up here who jumped up. 2 science babes who have jumped up. Woo, we're so lucky. Brad, are you there? Okay. Brad, I'm going to move you back to the audience. If you figure out your mic issue, just go ahead and raise your hand again. Emiko, did you want to say something or did you just want to be special? I swear to God, if you unmute yourself and you say that you think Matt is pregnant, I'm going to ban you.
I think Matt is. Hi.
You can unmute. Oh, he just leaves.
Oh, he died.
Yeah, I think it's because he was gonna
Emmy Coodaroo.
Hemi Coodaroo. Olivia, I'm gonna invite you to speak. I see your hand raised there. You just click up at the top to accept. Hi, Olivia. You're muted.
Hi.
Hi, Olivia. How are you?
Hi.
How are you guys?
We're hanging in
Tired.
there. Zoe's tired. So, did you have a theory, observation, or anything?
I was just wondering how you think it's a fever dream. If how we're seeing a fever dream mode. I mean, because none of us and the camera wouldn't be affected. So I'm just curious how you think a fever dream would come across if they would be the only ones, or Matt would be the only one actually seeing it.
So how are we seeing it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a really good one. That's a really good question. I see the science babes are here. Do you guys have any theories on why we're seeing it?
Because I could see, like, if they completely change how they've been showing us stuff, I could see that happening. But a camera doesn't get affected by serum, so I don't. Yeah.
Well, could Syntech have the ability to see dreams?
I have a slight idea. I
Okay.
have a little bit of an idea. So potentially, if they're still in the vault and everybody is experiencing this fever dream at the same time, sort of thing, technically Quinn is us. So we are seeing this. If you want to do it that way, think of it that way. So if everybody's having this collective fever dream, Quinn's there. Quinn is us. We are seeing it because we are Quinn. Maybe.
I guess I could see that. It seems like a huge jump for like what I would go to. So, I mean, I can see them using that, but my brain was like, how? That doesn't make sense because we're not there.
What if it's because we're subject 4?
I was just going to go simply with because it's Matt.
Okay, that one, yeah, that one works.
Also a viable answer.
Well, I mean, if we're subjects together, if we're subject 1, 2, 3, and 4, clearly we're going to be connected in some way. So could we just be connected? I mean, I swear to God, if Matt like wakes up, and I put that in quotations, if he like wakes up and says that the video never happened and we go back and the video's deleted.
Oh my goodness.
It was all just the dream.
And even we were part of that dream.
Okay,
Oh, I would hate
I wouldn't put that past him.
I would.
Honest.
He's picking up
No.
tips from Marky Moo. But yeah, I mean, that is a valid point, but how else would you be able to convey a story of a fever dream? But I'm hoping it's a fever dream just because there were too many questions, like how they got out, what was in those cases, who's the creepy doctor with no credentials hanging off of his no badge or anything, no mask, why are all the clocks different, why is it August 6th 2021 and he picks up a tape that says August 6th 2003. There's just too many. It's just too many questions, and I don't like it. I want everything answered with a neat bow on top, please. And that's what I want. But knowing
Matt
Matt
never gives you that though.
No, and I find that annoying. But the thing is like that's one of the great storytellers never wrapped everything up in a bow. At least not until the very end. If you don't wrap everything up and make connections towards the end of your story and you wrap everything up with a neat little bow, you're not going to have a great story at the end of that. Because to have an epic story, you need to have an epic story. So hopefully we will get our neat little bow, but I guess it's not going to be for another like 3.5 years.
Oh, probably not.
Oh, that frustrates me so much.
Yeah. Welcome to my world, running this podcast where you're like, just want to know.
I want to know everything.
I do too. So, okay. Thank you so much, Olivia.
Thank you.
Thank you, Olivia.
That was.
Deeper and deeper down the rabbit hole we go. Where
I
we
don't
stopped?
I don't want to go down the rabbit hole. It's going to ruin my fluffy little tail.
Well, unfortunately, we have to go down the rabbit hole, and there's only one person who knows where it stops.
That's Chanel. No, that's Chanel.
And Chanel.
Yeah.
Matthias and Chanel. Oh
Yeah.
dear.
Zero. I'm gonna go ahead and invite you. I think that's how you say your name. Sorry, I'm dyslexic. I can't sound out words. You just click up at the top that you're going to join the stage. There you are. Hi.
Hi. I'm here just to say that at 10 minutes and 45 seconds, it sounds like the doctor is saying and not Deb.
It's like saying what?
Instead of Deb.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll make a post on Spellbound and I'll clip the recording. Let me make a note to do that because sometimes I forget. As soon as we get off the podcast, I'm gonna like get caught up with real life stuff. So at 10 minutes and 45 seconds, clip. I'll clip it. Look for my post on Spellbound Plus. And then we can all kind of maybe we'll do a vote on it. Whether people are hearing Deb or Thank you so much for that.
No problem.
They were in the comments making so many, like doing so many screenshots, and yeah, I appreciate that. Derps. I'm gonna go ahead and invite you to speak. You just click up at the top. Hi, Derps.
Yes, hello. I've been wanting to speak for a long time. So
Hi.
I got so many to say this right now. And no worries, I'm going to credit one of the theories, and actually, no, one of the discoveries from Spellbound. So, firstly, on my own post that I posted in Spellbound Plus was, let me pull that out right now. Excuse me for a moment.
What's your username so people can find it?
Derps with the parentheses subject 4.
Okay.
Okay, I found it actually. So, y'all are saying that like this might be like a fever dream.
Mm-hmm.
For me, like, but way before I think it's a fever dream, is that here's what I said, and I quote: "What I think about this filler episode to trick us, I am seeing many things that are very off. The two dudes that was sitting over there on the chairs, the receptionist and the doctor, they weren't, like in other videos when they cover other people, like, to have them not have permission to show their faces on camera, that kind of thing. So they might be phantoms. The two dudes staring at the camera from Quinn, the cameraman. It's kind of suspicious. The receptionist, she's kind of suspicious. But after when I looked at like the receptionist walking over there where they were about to sneak out, that receptionist is like, ma'am, or something like that. Yeah, that's kind of suspicious on that one. The doc, on the other hand, I'd say he's very, very suspicious. Why why is he wanting the blood and sending it to some facility? Because they probably might be working on some kind of experiment. And like, I feel like they are sending us a message. Like, they're giving us a clue that, oh yeah, they're wanting to experiment Matt after he got that serum gas in him or whatever. So gladly they did leave before they were going to do that. But though, one of the discoveries from, what is his name? Daniel Delaney. He said here, I'm going to look for his post. I actually did post it in the podcast chat, by the way. He actually said that there is a camera in the room. And he pretty much circled that out. So what I'm thinking is, because when I noticed that like the receptionist already walked out when they were about to escape, I'm kind of thinking that the receptionist was monitoring them to think that like, oh yeah, are they gonna escape? Are they just gonna stay there? It's just like, this has got to be like one of those traps, another one of the traps that they ran into. So that's basically my discoveries and my theories that I had to point out.
Okay, so I'm going to poke a hole in one of those. Sorry.
Go for it.
The camera in the room, it's not abnormal for cameras to be in a room. I had a camera in my room when I was hospitalized in May. It's one of the things where it gets tied to the nurse's station and the nurses keep an eye on you, especially if you're in intensive care and you're in a chronic state. Because your vitals could be normal, but you can actually slip into seizures and your vitals will still be normal and won't alert anything, but they won't know that you're slipping into a seizure until they see you jerking around in your bed. So, or if you get up and slip and fall and you've taken your vitals off and you've slipped and fallen, they can see that you've left your bed and you've fallen. They can rush in there. So cameras being inside of a room is not that big of a thing, but that's the only whole. But while you were talking, okay, I have two more things about what you were talking about. The first thing is, before we got up on stage, me and Zoe, during the countdown, I was looking at the chat, and someone mentioned, so sorry I did not catch the name, but somebody mentioned that they believed that the two people that were in the waiting room was Nelson and Wes, and they had their faces covered, and that could be something for dream. I just wanted to throw that out there. I don't believe that. It is something to kind of ponder about.
I'm not gonna like argue or anything like that. I do kind of see your point. I do kind of see your point on that, but on my own view, I'm kind of thinking a lot like, okay, yeah, this is not even a fever dream.
Well, okay, so let's take it away from the fact that we didn't get the footage of them escaping. Okay.
Yeah, that one.
Matt told the team at least a couple of times, let's not talk about it. Let's keep it lighthearted. Let's not talk about it. And then he had his shoes on, ready to go. Maybe Matt knows that he's in a facility that isn't a facility he should be in. And he didn't want the team to talk about things because they were in a facility that, was basically Syntech. Because he already had his bags packed. He already had an escape plan. Sam and Woods already had an escape plan. So maybe they know that they're not, maybe that footage was taken from them of them actually leaving because they didn't leave. They were moved by Syntech. That wouldn't make sense because how would Sam and Woods get the snacks and stuff like that? So there's those holes. But if you had Sam and Woods took Matt to the nearest route, to the nearest doctor, or called, we already know that they can hack into 911 calls. So what if Sam called 911, it gets diverted to a phantom, a phantom comes in a fake ambulance and takes Matt somewhere where he's being watched and he knows it, but he can't tell his team because he's being watched, like you said, by the camera. That would explain why he kept telling his team not to talk about things and why he would have his shoes on and already packed and ready to go. And that would also explain why the doctor was suspicious and why everyone in that facility, including the people who were sitting there, were suspicious. So, because a normal hospital and ICU, because of doctor client privilege, you're not allowed to film in that. I don't care what kind of permits you get, you are not allowed to film in that. So that you're absolutely correct on that, Derps. You can't take a camera in and film people, and you can't really zoom in on who's in the waiting room because that's, again, goes against doctor client privilege. So it's, I mean, maybe it's not a Matt. Maybe Matt's not having a fever dream, but maybe he knows something that he hasn't been able to tell anyone yet. So
now, since you said that, now my brain is even processing even more onto my view of what they are in right now.
yeah, which is,
so I definitely appreciate that because now I'm gonna overlook on all this.
Oh, you're welcome. So yeah, I would.
They're in a different location.
Yeah, and that
Number
maybe when they called
27.
911. Yeah, another Syntech location.
In about 3 days, we'll see what happens.
I don't trust that. I think we'll have more questions.
I don't know. Okay, who is this? Somebody just posted something in the chat. I think it was Joshy. No, George. He says, "What's on this guy's shirt?" I think it might be the pocket, and it's just wrinkled. But look at that face, man.
What the
That's
doctor
definitely
do?
suspicious.
Yeah.
Give me
Sorry, you're breaking out, Steph.
I said he's giving me Draco Malfoy vibes.
Yeah.
Right.
I definitely. I mean, I've only seen the episode once, but I would definitely want to go and watch. Like the moment they start talking about being at the hospital, I want to not watch Sam, because that's the thing is your eyes are directed towards the people who are speaking and your characters, and a lot of the times there's stuff happening in the background. I would like to see if those two in the chairs are doing anything but just watching. So it's interesting. So like I want to go back and just watch them in that scene.
All right.
Matt for sure knows, because he didn't mind staying in the hospital until Sam pulled out the tape and he knew that they couldn't stay there anymore. Yeah. It's definitely interesting. It's weird. And I think, again, I don't think we're going to get a lot of answers until the next episode. Once again, I did, because I'm doing this podcast, I did reach out to the Spellbound team and asked if I could know the upload schedule. The Saturday uploads are not guaranteed. That is their goal. Their goal is to upload on Wednesdays and Saturdays. So don't be too disappointed if there's not a Saturday show. They're never promising the Saturday show. As of right now, they're still working on their production team and stuff like that. But I would like to see that there's a Saturday show, because I can't wait. So I want to put that out there to everybody. Saturdays are not a as of right now, they're not promised to us. So don't hop on Spellbound and be all like, "Where's the episode?" like today. Please.
What a throwback to 2
Oh my
hours
god,
ago.
Emiko.
Or is he posting? What is he posting now?
Oh, Emiko, what are you doing?
Oh,
No.
you do
Retirement
know,
home.
Dad watches these. You jerk.
And he looks like his dad, though.
It looks like everybody's dad there.
Oh my goodness.
All right, thank you so much,
All right.
Derp.
Yeah, no problem.
Have a good evening.
All right, you too.
All right, I think we have time for one more.
Yeah.
Yes, you need to go to bed. Wild Mustang, I'm going ahead and invite you to speak. You just click up at the top. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
So I'm kind of the mind of like the fever dream is a little too obvious. I feel like they put it way too in front for it to be like the big thing.
What do you think this is all? This all is?
I'm kind of the mind that it might be like maybe a hidden syntech thing, and they were like keeping him sedated, and that's why it seems so off.
But keeping him sedated, that would still be a dream. The term fever dream just means a dream that you get while you're sick, because your subconscious is going to be active because your body is active. So when your body is active, you don't fully rest. So that's why you get these like vivid dreams called fever dreams. We call them fever dreams. And that's just because your body is working really, 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 really hard at fighting whatever bacteria or infection or virus that you have. So when your body is awake, your brain can't rest completely. So your subconscious is awake, and a lot of times your subconscious is trying to wake you up to let you know that you're not in a good place. But sorry, a little parched. I do, with Olivia saying like, how would we know? Why are we pulled into this dream? That is a valid question. Why would we be pulled into one of Matt's dreams?
I definitely, like, I'm kind of in the middle. I feel like there is definitely a lot of evidence that points to it being a fever dream. I just feel like it's very obvious, and I kind of don't want to believe the obvious thing, especially with Matt. You know, we've always said that he's very good at hiding things or throwing us off the trail.
Yeah, because for like the entire season 1, we thought we were talking to Nelson Cyphus on a phone.
Exactly.
But no, we were talking some spook. So what do you think, Zoe? Do you think it's a fever dream?
To me, no. To me, it just... I don't know. Up until this point, it's been so immersed in reality that swap into that dream. I'm not saying that Matt and that didn't have any hallucinations, and I think a huge part of this is about their minds and about mind control and not thinking the way they would assume that they would. But I don't know.
Another thing that I was kind of thinking of was that maybe he wasn't being fully sedated, but sedated enough that he wasn't fully, more of like maybe a mind control sedation, you know, where they're kind of, you know, because he was kept asking questions. Somebody pointed out he kept asking all these questions like he didn't remember what had happened. And so I was thinking, you know, you realized as soon as he saw the tape and they brought up the tape, he was ready to go. I feel like that was kind of a trigger, like Location 3 was a trigger for D3B.
Yeah.
So he could be under like a mind control. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, because I definitely feel like the fever dream is kind of what they want us to believe, and I don't want to believe what they want us to believe.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. So just quit spoon feeding me this. I don't want to believe it. Just throw the spoon away. Yeah, I totally
Believe
understand that.
any of it.
I totally understand that. But that I'm also just
Can
that
I
type of
flip
person.
that back on you too? So that
Go
you
ahead.
think you don't want to believe what they want you to believe, but they're prepared for the fact that you don't want to believe it.
I hate
True.
you.
That hurt my brain even more.
Because that's totally Matt too. So
Yeah.
It's kind of like a double-edged sword. Either way, you could be, he's pushing you to believe one way or the other. You never know.
Oh, I hate that man sometimes.
Don't we all? But we all love him because, yeah, when we all saw the thumbnail, we all went,
Oh
oh.
no!
Oh yeah, I was crying at the start, and then I was like, "Oh, marshmallows, that's fun."
I mean, yeah, right. I do have to admit, I was crying whenever when he didn't get his antidote at the end of the last episode. I was like, no, Matt, you
Mhm.
beautiful leader, you.
Yep. So somebody did say earlier that maybe that this is a Deb setup.
It could be. I mean, I feel like it's either a Cyphus or a Deb setup with especially those two creepy guys in the room that were obviously keeping their eyes on Woods and Sam and Quinn when they came in.
Do you think those two guys in the waiting room knew that Sam and Woods and Quinn would try to sneak Matt out and they'll just be waiting for them?
I don't know, honestly, because if it's a setup by Syntek and Nelson, I feel like he's always expected for everything. He's always one step ahead. And if it's Deb, she's, probably also in the same state. So, more than likely.
Because once again, when Project Pegasus was basically what Matt was infected with. And they're not just going to let somebody walk out with it, even if it's in their blood system.
Maybe that will happen though. They'll try and get Matt back to.
Yeah, they'll try to get Matt back.
Try and get him back.
It's just so weird. Oh, your blood has all this like poisonous radioactivity in it. Let's not do a transfusion. Like, what?
Yeah. Oh, Artemis. In the chat, somebody just posted August 6, 2003 was also a Wednesday. I don't know if August 6th of this year was a Wednesday, was it?
No, it's not.
It was a Friday.
Today, yeah, it was a Friday.
But still, it's a little... caught me for a second.
Yeah. Yeah, August 6th is already passed. We're August 11th. The time that we're recording this, if anyone's listening to this in the future, is August 11th, 2021. I just
August 12th.
We should never ever ever just brush by any coincidences. And it's not a coincidence that Matt gets a tape that says August 6th on August 6th.
I wonder what happened.
Yeah. So that would be interesting, but we're going to have to write those theories out in Spellbound so we can wrap up this podcast and we can let Kaylin and Zoe go to bed.
Yeah. You guys are troopers.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Wild Mustang.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Okay, so this will wrap up our podcast. I'm so sorry that we couldn't get to everyone, but otherwise, I probably wouldn't get any sleep, and neither would our lovely UK babes that are on the other side of the pond. I want to thank everyone. Thank you, Zoe, for being my co-host today. It was lovely having your British accent in my ears for the last hour. Is there any shout outs you would like to make? Go to her Etsy store.
Yeah, Etsy. Sure, follow me on Spellbound if you want. I don't really post much, but you know, I'm
Well,
there. Come
you'll
say
be able to
hi.
see yes, and you'll be able to see your new designs also because you do post. Like you posted that sweatshirt.
I did post the sweatshirt yesterday, but that is not for sale, unfortunately. That's just for Matthias and his confusing little brain.
Yeah, and if you're looking for her, it's ThatZoeGirl on Spellbound Plus. I want to thank all the moderators here on the Discord, YouTube, and Twitch. Thank you guys so much for moderating the chat while we're up here on stage. Once again, the conversation does not end here at this podcast. Please be thinking. I don't know about you guys, but I'm always thinking about this. It's always in the back of my head, and something will trigger something, and I'll be like, oh. So the conversation, you don't have to wait until the next podcast to share your theories. There's Spellbound Plus. There's the podcast Discord. There's Twitch. We do have a Twitch. We're live streaming on Twitch right now, but there's other Twitch channels like We Are 863. They basically produce material. I believe they try to do every day that Project 863 posts. There are other podcasts out there. The Science Babes now have a YouTube channel. Do you guys want to shout yourselves out?
Oh, okay. I'll go first. I guess I'll say it. Yeah. So we actually have created a YouTube channel. It's called Project 863 Science Babes. We're basically going to try to explain our theories verbally, because I know our theories can get kind of dense with information. So we want to make sure you guys are able to interact with us. We like hearing what you guys have to say about our theories, and sometimes explaining things is a bit easier than having somebody read all the crazy stuff that we've researched. So yeah, if you want to check that out, Airport, just put that in the chat. So go ahead and check it out. There's only a couple of videos up right now because we just started this and we have a lot to record, but we'll get to it.
Yeah. Thank you. So yeah, go ahead, give them a like, give them a follow. And I can't wait. I haven't been able to listen to it because I'm just doing project stuff for the podcast. We're starting to move. You're going to start seeing projects popping up, especially on our TikTok page. And I know TikTok podcast. What? I know, huh? Right? But our goal is to bring more people into this story so we can have a bigger audience, so we can have a bigger subject for, because the more people that we share this story with, the more people that are going to theorize with us. And somebody out there might see something that, you and I won't be able to catch. So there's going to be some projects. You're going to see new things. If you're active on my Twitter, on YouTube, the YouTube channel, and on the Discord. And if you follow me on Spellbound, I have all of our podcast links up on my profile. So we have an Instagram, we have a TikTok, we have a Twitter, we have the Discord, we have YouTube, we have Spotify, we have Apple Podcasts. We have a lot of platforms. So once again, does not end here. Make your posts on Spellbound Plus. I do read a lot of the theories. You can @ me on that. You just @ Artemis and it will pop up and you just click on that and I will get around to seeing it. You can also DM me on Spellbound. There's also Reddit. I occasionally look at the Reddit, but a lot of the moderators on Spellbound Plus, like Zoe herself, are mods on the Reddit. So sometimes you might feel like your posts get buried on Spellbound, but you can always post on Reddit, and we'll definitely see you there. So I'm going ahead and ending the live stream. Thank you, everyone. We enjoyed it. I hope everyone else enjoyed. I hope you guys have a great evening. We'll see you guys later. Bye. Okay. All right. Bye, guys. I'm going to go ahead and mute myself and shut off the stream.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.